Investors from around the world are heading to Africa, which in places now boasts some of the world's best growth rates. Kenya, for example, is expected to grow more than 5% next year. Yet despite that, many young people there still dream of building a new life elsewhere. The BBC's Philip Hampshire reports from Nairobi on what the continuing loss of talent means for Kenya's future.
Freddie Onyango is a taxi driver in Nairobi. Although he has a steady job, given the chance, he'd leave Kenya.
The reason I still want to go and live abroad first is to get some good cash, because actually my family back where I come from, my dad, my mom, they're not well off. Compared to here, the cash you're going to get compared to the cash is a bit higher now. It will actually change their lives, change my life. So that's why I want to work abroad and also get a little bit of experience on how to live outside there.
Even though Kenya is one of Africa's fastest growing economies and those of Europe and North America are still moribund, young men like Freddie still want to take their chances by heading abroad to make a better life for themselves. And that represents a potential drain of talent for the country. Outside the front gate of the Standard newspaper, these young men are queuing in the hope of getting some work. Not a full-time job, just employment for the day.
I've been striving very hard to make the handmaids. But you see, when I go to somewhere looking for any job, it's very hard for me to get any job, at least to make my life look better.
I usually come here in the evening, and mostly in the evening, every day, to try our luck, maybe to see whether we can get a job, at least a day's job, not a permanent job for that case, a day's job.
Inside the offices of the Standard newspaper, Mark Kapchanga is a journalist for the company. He's optimistic about the future for Kenya's economy.
Well, for now, I see Africa and Kenya, for that matter, in a very optimistic way. Our inflation rate is going down, growth is going up, and international flows. We've seen many foreign companies coming in. So I see those guys who have thinking that they want to go outside Kenya as being narrow-minded. This is a fantastic country. If you're hardworking, you've gone to school, you will make your wealth and grow.
Nonetheless, for an economy growing so quickly, there remains a large level of youth unemployment. If Kenya can't find jobs for its people, it may see more talk of heading abroad. Philip Hampshire, BBC News.
But it's not all one-way traffic. Some expatriate Africans are actually heading back home to take advantage of improved economic opportunities there. That's especially the case with Somalia. Let's now talk to Hassan Dudde from the Somali Economic Forum. Welcome. You are finding that people, let's talk about Somalia to start with, are heading home. But the question is why, when really security issues still persist, the economy is still, struggling? Why?
Oh, thanks, Tanya. Well, they are heading back for several reasons. Yes, you just mentioned that the security is not as good as it should have been. But we see a lot of things happening in terms of improvement. Somalia is improving. One of the reasons people go back is that I can mention is there are business opportunities.
Like what?
We have large Somali companies in both telecom and finance sector. In fact, CEOs
these are homegrown
of those
companies or foreign
these are
companies?
homegrown companies. On top of that, you have international companies who operate in Somalia at the moment. And these companies, of course, need locals, people that understand the locals, people that understand the culture.
Right. But you see, having been away and out of the country, it might be that your expectations are different, that even your cultural values are different.
Absolutely.
So it might be difficult to reintegrate in those circumstances.
It takes a while, of course, for anybody to integrate into a society, into a community that they haven't been in for quite some time. However, if you evaluate the opportunities there and the ones that are in the Western countries these days, I think one of the key factors here that we need to bear in mind is the recession in the Western countries has affected dramatically. You have a lot of graduates who have no jobs that could easily get a job when they go back home because they have that set of skills that are required and very attractive to employers.
Do they often go back with the idea of setting up a business, and how does that pan out?
There are two groups that I personally have met with. You have the well-skilled higher skilled individuals that have also got the experience in the Western countries that easily become, you know, one of the top executives in the companies back home in Somalia. And when I say home, that I mean anybody that is coming from Africa region.
And of course, it's very beneficial for the domestic economy.
It is.
Hassan Dudde, thank you very much indeed. Well, like it or loathe it, you certainly